Welcome back to Premium Barbers. I'm Miguel. Today we're gonna be doing a flat top and a skin fade. So we're gonna start by picking out the hair. We're gonna try to pick it out so we can start getting that shape up in here. That's why it's important for you guys, whenever you guys are gonna come to the barber shop and you guys got really coarse hair like this, to pick it out at home. Otherwise, the barber's not gonna have mercy on you and he's just gonna pick it out and maybe make you cry. So whenever we're doing curly hair like this, best approach will be to just freehand the shape of the haircut. Remember, always start off by oiling your machines. We're gonna start here at the middle. Gonna kind of round it off a little bit. The first cut that we did was in the middle, so we're just gonna follow that same guide all across the head. Whenever you're cutting a flat top, you're always gonna stand on the opposite way of the place that you're cutting. For the flat tops, especially with coarse hair, the best approach is just to freehand. If I was doing something with straight hair, I will use a comb and I always start off in the middle. If you try to use your comb like so, it's gonna get stuck. So you're not really gonna be able to do anything. So that's what we're using the pick and just kind of build it up as we're cutting hair. As you guys can see, the shape is not there anymore. So then you're gonna have to redo this a few times to get it just right. We're just gonna have to keep following the same guide that we originally did. As you can see, the client sometimes moves. You gotta make sure that as you're cutting little kids, you hold the head. And again, we're gonna pick it out. You guys are probably gonna have to do this a few times for the shape actually stays there. It's not gonna be a fast haircut. Just take your time, start in the middle, and work side to side. See that? The shape is now beginning to take place. Again, we're gonna go back to what we just did. Well, as you guys can see right there, I kind of got him a little bit because he moved. So you guys got to be extra careful. Now we might have to take the flat top just a little bit lower so that spot won't look like that. It's very important to start at the middle because that's going to be your guide. So once you created your guide, you could easily follow that guide side to side. If you start at the side, it might be lopsided. One side might look shorter than the other. That's why it's so important to start at the middle. You guys can see half of my blade's riding on the spot that I already cut, and the other half is on the spot that I want to cut. We're gonna start with the fading part now. The first thing we do, we're gonna start off with the guide. For a flat top like this, we're gonna do a high fade. So we're gonna start where that peak starts turning on both sides. So we're gonna use that as our guide, and we're gonna use that all the way across. Remember, what you do on one side, you do on the other side. And once we get to the back, just keep going. If you guys are not sure, always look at the mirror. The mirror never lies to you. See, pretty even. We're gonna clean up the rest at the bottom. Remember, just stay below the line that we just created. Remember to clean as much as you can. Right after this, we're gonna be using the shaver. Any hairs that you guys miss, I pull. Remember, the state of California, neck dusters are illegal, so use a towel with a little bit of talc. Why, you may ask? Because I want to get rid of all the moisture, just in case there's any moisture there, the shaver will not pull. Oh yeah, it's gonna, instead of cutting, it's gonna pull. So as you guys can see right here, that just reveals some hair in this area right here. So I gotta make sure I get that too before I start using the shaver. See all that little hair right there? It'll be a bad day for Johnny if I just left that hair there and start using the shaver. See how his neck is getting a little red? That's because there's been times when he's moving and the trimmer just kind of nicked him a little bit on the neck. Now we're gonna be using our FX3 shaver, one of the best shavers in the market if you ask me. And we're just gonna stay a little bit below what we just did. Remember, not going towards that line, just a little bit below the line. Make like a circular motion, get all the hairs. Make sure that we clean everything off. Getting close to the line, just kind of dab it a little bit, go down, so you guys won't create another line. To my boy, D the barber, that taught me that years ago. To this day, I still use it. See that right there? Kind of dab it a little bit. Go down so you won't create a line. Pop quiz. So what's gonna be the next move? Clipper. That's right, Eric. The clipper open. We'll get our first guide, about a 1 inch with the Saver 2.0 clipper. We're gonna go all around the head, keeping the same consistency, about 1 inch open. Now we're gonna work in sections. So we're gonna do a little section here, another section there. And we're gonna start off with the clipper open, so that's what we did. So now we're just gonna close it 1 notch. You gotta make sure that you create your guidelines, blur it out. So what we're gonna do is like we did in the previous video, where it was a taper. We're gonna pretend we're doing small sections, just like the taper. So start off with just closing it 1 notch, just going under the line we created, the initial guideline, and staying below the second guideline. And I'm just using the corners, blending at the same time. You guys start seeing the line just disappearing. I'm just closing the notches 1 at a time. And boom, this should make the line disappear. And if it doesn't, we're just gonna come back with the trimmer. You guys can see, line there, no line. All right, now since we did that section, now we're gonna do the other section right here. Now we're gonna work the back of the head. Same thing, we just close the 1 notch, go below this line, and just keep it right below what you just did. So the whole point of fading is getting rid of this line here. So as we close the lever on the clipper, we're hitting that line and staying just below what we just did. This is the last notch. You guys starting to see the line disappear slowly. Use the corner of your clipper so you won't create another line. This is the secret to not create another line. Use your corners. Just like that. The most important thing about your fade is knowing exactly where you are. That's where we create guides. Keep ourselves in check for not going higher or lower. And that's the reason why I like to work in sections, why I only tackle 1 guide at a time. So I could keep myself consistent and don't get lost. Because sometimes you try to do too much at the same time, you end up getting lost. So this is like the GPS of your fades. See that? Got rid of most of the line. You guys got that barber eye. You guys are gonna notice a few imperfections right there, which I'm gonna tackle now. I'm gonna go back to my trimmer, and again, you don't wanna create another line when we're doing it. We were doing it like this. So now we're just gonna use the corner of the trimmer, just like what we're doing. Right now I'm just going around the whole fade to just tidy the clipper and the trimmer before we move on to the next step. That's how I keep my fades cleaner. All right, so the next guide is gonna be our number 1 guide. And again, clipper open. Just gonna go another inch. As we get closer there, we're gonna scoop out so we won't create a harsh line. Love the way the clipper makes that little crunchy sound. So that's how you know you guys are getting some hair. As you guys can see, I'm creating a secondary line, which we're gonna be tackling after we create our initial line. And again, the reason why we create guidelines is to keep ourselves in check and won't get lost. Right around the whole head. All right, now that we finished creating our guide, we're gonna do the same exact thing that we did, but instead of going through all the notches, remember, once we get to the number 1, it's just halfways. I see it pointless if we go notch by notch. That will be when we're doing the detailing. So there we go, halfways, and then we're just gonna tack that line right there. Again, just a few teeth. And then I'm gonna close it all the way. Working in sections. To me, this seems to work. I know a lot of barbers want to go around the whole head. That to me is just a lot of time consuming. So there. I know there's still gonna be a line there, but we're gonna come back with the half and finish that out. So halfways, and we're gonna do the same thing. Just attack that line that we created. Close it all the way. Again, just attacking that dark spot that we created with that guideline. So now the half guard. In this one, I feel pointless using it open, so I'm just gonna start off halfways. Just start attacking that line. So all we're doing is softening up the line there. So halfways. Close it all the way. We're gonna tackle that last line right there. You guys are probably seeing a few spots there that are gonna need some attention, but right now we're not gonna focus on that. Finish that haircut and come back and do some details. We will. Close it all the way. We're just gonna give it a quick look. I mean, it's looking pretty good. So we're gonna pick this out a little bit, and we're gonna start creating the shape of the flat top here on the sides. Right now he looks like the Muppet Babies, but it's all good. We're gonna get rid of that right now. So just like before, when we do clipper over comb, we're gonna pick it up. But this time we're gonna try to keep it as flat as possible right there so we can make it square. Curly hair is the easiest to create this look. We're trying to keep that flatness right there. Just gonna do this all around the whole head, creating that shape. So look at that. So we gotta make sure we pick it out. Now we're doing it towards the side. This hair has to be the same length right here to this area right here. We're gonna finish the flat top. The French Prince of Bel Air. This is the French Prince of Castroville. We're gonna have to hold his head. Look at that. You definitely have to have a steady hand to be doing this. So if you guys drank Celsius or a couple Monsters, you need that steady hand. You gotta keep it cool. You gotta keep it cool. For later. Hey, have a good one, guys. All right, so look, here with this lineup, it's pretty much already done. What we want to do now is bring it up to the next level. All I'm going to use is the red by Kiss. This is going to be the dark brown. As you can see, it doesn't have black hair, so I don't want to use black on him. The pencil, this is just going to help enhance it a little bit more. And then just a business card. That's pretty much it. Boom. Those are going to be, I'm going to use in my corners. Boom. So look, stay right there like that. So my goal is to keep that nice and clean right there. But I don't want to go all the way right here. My goal is that I want to hit this corner. That's what I really want to be dark. For this guy, what I'm seeing already, I want to keep his hair nice and clean. So whenever you're lining up a kid, it's always good to kind of let them lay their head right there. And it's just a dab and go. You don't really want to go too much. A ver. Just don't. Try not to move, compita. Boom. You go here like this, and we just hit this like this, right? And then this side, we do the same thing, right there. Now that I'm seeing exactly where the lines are, a ver, compita, pa' acá, no te muevas. One more time. Basically, I'm just gonna dab it, and I'm gonna go in a downwards motion. We don't want to create any new lines, but we just want to, like, in a way, like, blend it together. And then with the same thing with the sides right there, we always tap away from the line. And then remember, you're always dabbing away. And then same thing right here. Sometimes if you want to dab one last time, kind of clean up all those little lines. Boom. Okay, so since this side, if you want me to match it to this side, a little bit of alcohol neutralizes it. So if you ever feel like you make a mistake, you feel like you added a little too much, just go back to the drawing board. For us to make this a perfect lineup, we are gonna have to raise this just a tad bit. Just feel like this side was just a little bit. A ver. That's the one right there. Oh, did I just take over your haircut, bro?
This is a collaboration.
God damn, bro. I bet let me add a little bit more right there. Damn, dude. I like it. Are you gonna razor them up? I feel like the razor's gonna make it pop. I don't know if you can see like a bien poquito. Usually with the razor when you tilt them back. So basically I like to finish everything off with a nice little razor. Boom. And this is how you make it pop. And it's just little by little, you know? Little by little. You don't rush this process right here. It's, you know, you're gonna find your sweet spot, you know? I think that's part of the journey right there, is finding out your consistency. Some people could run, you know, a mile in 6 minutes, you know, and there's some people that, you know, it takes them 10 minutes, but find something that's you're gonna be consistent at.
No, you're fine.
A ver, ahora sí, let's look at you in the mirror. Dude, this freaking kid's looking hella fly. Well, if you made it this far, now you know how to do a skin fade flat top. Look at that. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment there, and let us know how good we did. Fuck, man.